Hi, this is Joanne from the Perilous Fight. Um, so here's what a lot of people don't realize what's going on. I've studied successful people for many, many years during my spare time, and I've owned successful businesses, and I understand, some things that the person that's working a regular job does it. Um, One of the things that is driving me crazy that's going on is that these companies like eBay Classified, also known as Kijiji, um, and Google, and even Facebook for that matter, they start off uh, with a certain business model, and then they change it to become an advertising company, and it's deceptive in the sense that you're now competing with them, but they don't you don't really know that you are. It's like your ads are getting flagged for this reason and that. No, my ads don't violate the I know what the terms are, and I know they force you to pay advertising costs, their advertising costs, to advertise on their site now. And so my question is, since when does like an advertising company have a multi-billion dollar market value? Well, if you're going to change your business model, I mean, there should be. There seems like, to me, in my opinion, there's unfair business practices going on. That's why I filed a formal complaint with the Trade Commission against Google, and another one against Craigslist. My issue with Craigslist is that I was facilitating uncontested divorces. So the lawyer started going nuts, but then another lawyer starts, and another lawyer starts, and my ads are being flagged and flagged and flagged. And so Craigslist says they don't take any responsibility. They just say contact the police about the criminal behavior. Well, once again, like a market value of $1 billion, and you can't hire the staff to so that you have the staff there to read the ad to make sure that it's not in violation of the terms, because my time matters. It may not matter to them, but I can assure you it matters to me. And when you write an ad and you take the time to post the ad and it keeps getting flagged for no damn reason, I mean, it's a legitimate ad. They don't care. It's as simple as that. That's what I mean by they stack the odds against you. Once we, the mass, bring them to these heights, like multi-billion dollar market cap, they just don't care. So I start filing complaints. You have to inflict trouble in these guys. You know what I mean? You have to see the importance of this, because it's like this now in 2013. Imagine what it's going to be like in like 5 years from now, 10 years from now. These guys, and it's like they're so big, that it's hard for other people to compete. It's unfair business practices. And people should really, I think I'm considering filing a lawsuit against a couple of them, because this is not right. They keep, it's like they stock your ads and they remove it. Why are you removing it? What? Because I put the name of my website on there, and you're the only one in the world, eBay, that can make money. Hey Google, you know what Google does if you I have specialized knowledge in search engine optimization. Now, so Google is an advertising company too now, right? So when you go to advertise, when you're doing some research on keywords, they suggest, on the Google page, they suggest that if you have any issue at all with another CEO, which is pardon me, an SEO company, which is a search engine optimization company, to contact the Trade Commission. It's like, are you serious? Like, they're trying to get their competitors in trouble with the Trade Commission. That's unfair business practices. So I told the Trade Commission on Google. I said they have that on their page, and they're so deceptive, and it's I mean, the federal government, they have to come down hard on these guys, because it's not, you can't monopolize, monopolize and deceive the users and also the shareholders. You know, people are investing in these companies and they need to know what's going on. And I don't think that they want to know that Google is suggesting that, oh, if you have any issue at all, you go to the Trade Commission on my competitor. I mean, it's that's just dirty business. And I'm entitled to my opinion. I don't care how much money they have. I'm entitled to my opinion. This is what I call, like, this is what I mean, people. This is what I mean by when I say that we're all in a perilous fight. These guys are doing things that are really, really dirty, and people can't just say, yeah, I know, or, oh, I didn't know that, and just go on with it, because it gets more and more and more difficult to get ahead. And small businesses are the engine of any economy, and they need to be supported. Entrepreneurs are the ones that build the businesses that give the jobs. Henry Ford started off on a farm. It's a good thing he was strong enough when his family wanted him to stay working on the farm that he didn't, because he gave a lot of jobs, and still, Ford still does to this very day. So, people, like, if you have your ads flagged, and Craigslist, you reported it and they're not doing anything about it, contact the Trade Commission. If you're in competition with Google when there's supposed to be an up-to-date current, like, I tell you, I don't click on the people that are advertising on Google, like the first couple of ones, because they're paid to be there. So I don't, it's just my opinion. I think in my mind, you paid to get there. Maybe you don't have the most current and up-to-date information. Because if you did, the Google crawl program should pick it up. Like, my sites could get, and I could prove that, my ads could right under that, because they're current and up-to-date. And the ones that people pay for, they can put a crappy thing together, here's some money, and get ahead of, like, legitimate sites. That's what Google's business model was made on about. That's why people invested money. They didn't invest, all the money that they did because they were an advertising company. Who the hell's gonna, invest that kind of money in an advertising company? This all matters, even if you don't fully understand it. You have to know that I don't have to spend my time doing these videos to help people. I don't have to. But I do it because I care about what's going on. I care about what's going on. So, and eBay and Facebook, no, you can't have this kind of account. We have to put you in this other category. And if you want to, you can, like, just spend all this advertising dollars, and then you could be like, it's deceptive, because that's not your business model to start with, right? And it's like, even what investors think that they're investing in, all of a sudden they're doing something different. It's like, wait a minute, what else are you doing different that that an investor doesn't know about, or me, like, because it's like, you right away, you're in competition with these guys, and there's such thing as unfair business practices. That's why I contacted the Trade Commission. As soon as I some people, some people go through life and they're kind of stunned, and a lot of times it's because of circumstances they were born into. They don't know where to turn, because they're in a perilous fight. Everybody around them is in it, and nobody knows that they are. And then there's some people, it's like, okay, they look, but it doesn't really register. There's those people. Then there's, like, because it's like the odds are stacked against us as a mass, And then there's the fact that um, then the people that know, that are lived and understand this stuff, that can read something and they can read what it's trying, like the intent behind it. In my opinion, Google's intent was whoever reads this could, if they have any issue at all, they can go after a competitor by calling the Trade Commission, and that gets their competitor out of the way. Like I've had ads. Um, I had a blog, and then when Google did the AdSense and saw that I also offered to do search engine optimization for small businesses, they removed the blog. But I know how to, I know that I understand the program, so I had the blog up the next day. But that's not the point, right? The point, it was there for months and months and months, and all of a sudden when they're going through checking the AdSense, and they see that they remove it because they don't want the competition, because they say she understands the program, you know, and it's just pure greed. People are suffering out there. People are really, really hurting. It's not just, you know, it's very, very serious what's going on. So I'm pissed straight off, to tell you the truth. I am not a happy camper. And they're going to be pissed off too when the Trade Commission is down their throat, just like they tried to shove them down my throat. So I hope you have to inflict some trouble into these guys. Yeah. And then they think twice, because the media could eat these guys alive. The public eats them alive. The media should shine light on. Go to that Google page and look at it. Somebody out there should be, because I'm doing my part, believe me. Somebody out there should, start some kind of like news thing, like news channel, and start listening to, videos like this, and trying to understand what I'm saying, the point I'm trying to make, and then get on the phone and go after these guys and see what they say for themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves. It's just disgusting. Alright. Be strong. Bye.